Hiya, kiddos. Thanks for joining me and Barkley in our reading room and my other buddies, as you can always tell, are around. Today we're going to have some fun. Are you sitting in a comfortable chair? Huh? I got a very cool story to read. Yes, I do. It's called Big Bird Brings Spring to Sesame Street. How do you bring a season to Sesame Street? What do you think, kiddos? Big Bird looked down Sesame Street. Everything was covered with a thick layer of white snow. Big Bird sighed. Ooh, it'd been a long winter. He was tired of looking at plain white snow. Hey, see, I have to drive up to the mountains to see snow where we live. I live in Arizona. Big Bird walked through the park and thought about all the things he couldn't do because of the snow. He couldn't ride his unicycle down Sesame Street. He couldn't play in the sandbox in the playground, and he couldn't roller skate on the sidewalk. Besides, winter is so gloomy, thought Big Bird. I wish spring were here. Suddenly, Big Bird had an idea. A wonderful idea. I'll buy some flowers to put in my nest. Then it will look like spring is already here. Well, look at all the kids out playing in the snow. He's gonna go buy some flowers. I do that from time to time. So Big Bird walked down to Mr. McIntosh's store and bought 6 of his favorite flowers. I feel better already, thought Big Bird as he walked back towards Sesame Street with his bouquet of 6 beautiful flowers. See Mr. McIntosh's flowers? Yeah. And Big Bird picked out 6 of his favorites? Yeah. On the way to his nest, Big Bird stopped at the Count's castle. "Oh, Big Bird, what beautiful flowers!" cried the Count. "Let me count them. 1 beautiful flower, 2 beautiful flowers, 3, 4, 5, 6 beautiful flowers. Big Bird, I love counting your beautiful flowers." Oh, there's the count, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He counted well. Gee, I didn't buy the flowers to count them, said Big Bird. I bought them to remind me of spring. Would you like to keep this pretty pink daisy? You can count all of its petals. Wonderful, cried the Count. I also love counting flower petals. 1 pretty pink flower petal, 2 pretty pink flower petals, 3, and so on. Big Bird walked down Sesame Street carrying his 5 flowers. He stopped to watch Maria shovel snow from the sidewalk in front of the fix-it shop. Look at the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops! Maria slipped and fell in the snow. "Oh, Maria, are you hurt?" asked Big Bird as he helped her stand up. That's a good friend. No, Big Bird, I'm not hurt, but I am tired of winter and shoveling snow, she said. "Here, Maria," said Big Bird. "You may have one of my flowers. It'll help you feel happy again." "Oh, thank you, Big Bird," said Maria, taking the orange tiger lily. "Isn't he nice? He's sharing. That's what we should all do, and try to make other people smile like we smile. What do you think, kiddos?" Big Bird walked down on Sesame Street with the 4 flowers he had left. He found Grover sitting sadly on the steps. "Oh, my goodness," said Grover unhappily. "Furry old Grover is very blue." "Of course you're blue," said Big Bird. "You have blue fur." No, Big Bird, I mean, then I'm very sad," explained Grover. I can't ride my scooter in the snow." "Maybe this blue pansy will make you feel better, said Big Bird, and he gave it to Grover. See, he's sharing, he's nice. Big Bird looked down at his 3 flowers, and he noticed that one of them was bent over. Uh-oh, said Big Bird, holding up the purple iris. This flower's stem is broken. The lid of the trash can clanged open. I love things that are broken, said Oscar the Grouch, leaning out of his can. Well, gee, Oscar, I guess you may have my purple iris, said Big Bird. Look, he's giving them away, but he's making other people happy with them, too. Thanks, Bird, said Oscar. Grouches like flowers that are bent and broken. He grabbed the purple iris and slammed down the lid on his trash can. Big Bird clutched his last 2 flowers. Then he saw Ernie. Hi, Big Bird said. Ernie, you look cold. I'm so cold my tail feathers are frozen, answered Big Bird. Where are you going? I'm going to see Betty Lou. She's sick in bed with her flu, and I wish I had something to take her to cheer her up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, kiddos. What do you think he's going to do, huh? Yeah, probably. Oh, said Big Bird, looking down at his last 2 flowers. Do you think you should take her a yellow daffodil? Oh, yes, thank you, Big Bird. Ernie took the flower and went into 123 Sesame Street. Big Bird went into Hooper's store to get warm. Bert was sitting on the counter, sadly sipping his figgy fizz. What's wrong, Bert? Asked Big Bird. You look kind of glum. I lost my favorite paper clips, wailed Bert. I dropped it in a snowdrift. Now I'll have to wait until the snow melts to find it. Oh, Big Bird, what if my paper clip gets all rusted by then? Oh no, he's sad. What do you think, kiddos? What do you think Big Bird's gonna do? Don't worry, Bert, said Big Bird. Your paper clip will be there in the spring. Ah, Big Bird sighed Bert. Then he looked at the single rose Big Bird was holding. Say, what are you going to do with that beautiful rose? He asked. I'm going to give it to you, Bert. Big Bird gave Bird his last flower and left Hooper's store. Empty-handed, Big Bird walked back up Sesame Street towards his nest. He'd given away all 6 flowers. Oh, well, he sighed. Soon it will be spring. Oh, poor Big Bird doesn't have any left to go to his nest. When he got to the lamppost, Big Bird turned around. Sesame Street looked different. The plain, white, snow-covered street was splashed with bright colors. The flowers Big Bird had given to his friends were blooming up and down Sesame Street. Big Bird had brought spring to Sesame Street. See, kiddos, that's how you bring a season. And then look at, as he's sleeping, his friends bring him flowers too. So even his nest gets flowers. Kiddos, we thank you for coming. You make it so much fun for us. Make sure you come back and have fun. And Halloween's coming up, so start thinking about your costume and be safe. And come back and say hi to Grandpa. We're going to have Halloween stories. See you later, kiddos. Have a great day.